Welcome back to our podcast. Again, my name is Raquel.
I'm Jessica.
And the title of our podcast is
Listen,
the Girls Are Talking. And we just piggybacking off our last episode. We know it ended abruptly, but
due to some technical difficulties, but we back.
Yeah, we back. So tune in, stay tuned. And an update on the last video. I said I was trying to get my CDL. Well, now your girl got her CDL.
That's good.
I got it, y'all. Thank you. It was definitely a process, and it took me from September to literally this month. Like, that's how long the process is. So I still recommend whoever, like a woman, man, getting there, whoever want to get their CDL, go for it.
Good opportunities.
It's definitely good opportunities, and it's worth it. Like, the bag is there, the money is there. So if that's something you want to do, study, have patience, and just persevere. Like, you got it.
Do you think it was like hard to stay focused and be patient, stay motivated through the process?
I wouldn't say staying motivated was the tough part. Yeah, that wasn't the hardest part, but definitely having patience was the hardest part. But it was something I really wanted. But having patience and knowing, like, it's not gonna be easy. Like, when getting your CDL, you just not gonna get it within a week, or it's no. Like,
so you gotta memorize.
Yeah, you definitely gotta study. You definitely gotta focus, and time and energy, like, go into all that. I had to take an 8-hour state exam, literally sit there for 8 hours, watch videos, and pass that test. And then at the DMV, you get 4 sections. You got general knowledge, passenger, school bus, and air brakes. You got to pass all those, and you get 3 tries for each. And it was definitely a struggle within that for me, because I was studying. And for the school bus section, like, it took my 3rd try, and I finally passed. But I was scared. I was like, God, look, this is the 3rd try. I got to pass, because if you don't pass on that 3rd try, you got to wait a whole month to take that test all over again. And it was already a process. So I'm like, I can't go through this. Like, I can't wait no longer.
Try to
remember and go throughout all that again. No.
But you did that, though.
Yeah.
That's a big accomplishment.
So, definitely patience.
I kept getting stuff out the way. I know that's right.
Yeah. But I did it. It's huge. It's definitely huge. And I suggest it. Like, whoever want to go through that or get it, because it can be used in a lot of ways. If you want to get your own trucking company or drive buses, trucks, hit the road, you can. Like, you can go far with that. And you can make a lot of money, and it's a lot of good benefits in it too.
You're not scared of, like, them big trucks?
The big trucks can definitely be intimidating. And my first time having experience with, like, a larger truck was driving a U-Haul truck. And it showed me the difference between, like, the mirrors and stuff. Like, the mirrors in a regular car is definitely different. You got to adjust them, like, manually, versus, like, your own car is a button. Yeah. So it's definitely different.
I'll be too scared.
It's intimidating.
No truck. I'm definitely scared of trucks.
Yeah.
Big body semis. Like, I be getting out their way.
For real. Because I got into a accident a couple of years ago with a semi truck, and thank God everything worked out. Like, it was cool, but they was explaining to me, like, we didn't even see you. So when driving those trucks, you definitely got to be alert and aware of your surroundings, because your mirrors can be your blind spot sometimes too. But if you can have somebody in there with you, that's cool, because 2 eyes is better than 1.
Yeah.
And what you don't see, your partner or your coworker will. But yeah, definitely be careful and pay attention, because you can end somebody's life. Like, Pay attention.
That is true though. That is true though.
I'm just being realistic. Like them big trucks is like they won't even see the cars on the side of them. And I got into that situation. It just wasn't as bad, but it happened. So, but yeah, that was my experience with that, and we just wanted to get our update on that. But the title of our podcast is Boundaries and Learning How to Let Go.
Yes. So, what does boundaries mean for you?
Boundaries mean for me basically teaching somebody how I want to be treated or respected or what I will and won't tolerate. And it's limits. Like, these are the limits, and don't overstep my boundaries, don't overstep my limits. Yeah.
When I think of boundaries, I think about like a sense of like security and protection of myself. Just with getting more in tune with my emotions and just having that sense of protection and security is important to me with getting in tune with myself and my emotions. Just feeling safe with myself is creating those boundaries makes me feel that way about myself. So when I think of boundaries, I also think of limits because you can't cross that line. And instead of, you know, forming a miscommunication or messing up a good bond, I feel like you should set healthy boundaries. What don't you like? Teach somebody how to treat you, or y'all teach each other how to treat each other. Like y'all take turns being the student and the teacher, and that'll create a balance within yourself and you and somebody anybody. It could be important to you or it could be a stranger, but they should know those boundaries and be able to respect them if they want to be in your life.
For real. Do you feel like when it comes to communicating boundaries, like where are you at with that? Do you feel like you communicate your boundaries?
I feel like I'm getting better at it, at communicating my boundaries. Um, I used to didn't care, but once you like experience certain things and you get the same result from things, the same outcome from things, it's like a knock in your brain that's like you need to do something about this. Like you need to switch up something, and you need to ask yourself, why are you feeling this way? Why are you letting people treat you this way? Why? Like you have to find those answers, and you have to go within to find those answers. And I feel like once you find those answers, it's like facing a demon, facing the insecurity, facing the fear. And you're not going to let anybody put you in that state of mind once you find that answer because you know better.
Right.
So once you know better, you can move better, you can do better. And so that's how I look at it, whereas I took that time to work on myself. You have to respect that because a lot of people don't choose to work on themselves. A lot of people just, are stuck in their ways. And me, I pray for growth. I always pray for growth. So that causes me to maneuver and change things around in my life whereas I'm aligned with myself. And when I create boundaries with people and they respect that, then I know that they're somebody that is for me, whether it's a friend or whoever, a relationship, family members, friends, like that. I just know they're for me because everybody don't see eye to eye, and everybody has their own definition of boundaries. But my boundaries align with myself, with my beliefs, my values, my morals, and somebody's for me, they understand that, and they, like I said, once they respect that, then it's like, okay, we done.
Yeah.
But it definitely take time to communicate that, because it also builds a level of trust too. Building boundaries is also being vulnerable with yourself, being vulnerable with somebody else. You letting them know that you're hurt, you're feeling the way. You getting them in tune with your emotions as well. Yes. So it's really like, I trust you enough to tell you to open up about what's hurting me, so you will know how to handle me. Basically, you're gonna learn how to love me, how to handle me,
for real,
all of that. So you just won't have to feel like you're just dealing with me. Like, you're gonna actually know me, and that takes a lot of patience. But people are willing to do that, and some people are willing to not willing to do that.
I feel like it's good to communicate boundaries too, like letting people know that, you know, this is how I want to be treated, or even in jobs, like the manager or the people over you be wanting you to just darn near break your back. But like the moment you sick, or the moment you can't show up for them how they want you to, they want to, be upset, or, treat you a certain way. Like, nah, we have boundaries. And then at the end of the day, like, I'm replaceable in your eyes. Like, in a job, like, you replaceable. Like, they don't care what's going on. Like, they not worried about health issues, nothing. They just worried about having a body there. Like, as long as you there.
Getting their job done.
Yeah, getting the job done. Like, they don't be worried about your boundaries. They don't be caring about your boundaries, as long as you can just show up for them how they want you to. And friendships and relationships too. Like, you got to communicate your boundaries, because the unspoken boundaries not gonna work. Exactly. Everybody, how everyone view or set boundaries is different. So don't just be, allowing things, and then you be looking sad at, or be feeling a way about somebody for a week, and they don't even know, because you ain't saying nothing. Exactly. Like, you got to let people know your boundaries, or they just not gonna know, or they just gonna keep overstepping them.
Or like, just let them know, so that you won't be surprised either. Like, learn somebody else's boundary too, so you won't be blindsided when something happens and you didn't create a boundary between that. So true. It's like, and then some people want to say it's common sense. Well, common sense ain't so common. So what my boundary is might not be your boundary.
That's true.
Or what I'm okay with, you might not be what you okay with. What you okay with might not be what I'm okay with. But that's why we have to come find the common ground to have that balance, because the scales are literally going to be like this, and it's going to always be chaos, and it's going to always be conflict. And after a while, that gets old, that gets tiring. Like, you don't want to deal with that no more, all because of a miscommunication, all because you didn't want to create those boundaries.
Yeah.
And it shows a respect for yourself too.
Exactly. How like, you value yourself.
Yes. How you look at yourself. Like, don't let nobody treat you any old type of way, because they used to getting treated any old type of way. Real. So they don't know how to treat the next person any old type of way, or because they feel like people are below them. Like, create that boundary, and if they can't respect that boundary, then you gotta let them go, because it only gets worse as time goes. Like, in anything, staying in a toxic environment with an unhealthy boss, setting those boundaries with your kids, showing them, like, no, you need boundaries. You need to show them what boundaries are, so they can create their own boundaries as they grow. You can instill that in their head when they're younger, so as they grow, they could understand what boundaries are, and they can learn how to respect them and give them, so they'll be able to respect themselves. Relationships and friendships, like you said, and family.
Family, yes.
Because people be thinking that a title means something, and at the end of the day, like, yeah, it do mean something, but
We human at the end. We
We're
all
all
human.
human, so I'm supposed to just throw my feelings out of how I feel because you this person to me. No, that's not right because you wouldn't want nobody to treat you like that. And a lot of people who do that have their boundaries established though. They're not gonna let you treat them like that.
For real.
So it's like, no, you gotta give respect in order to give respect. And that's part of that falls under the respect category. Boundaries. But let them miss you. Just move away. Separate yourself. I don't be having no problem with that sometimes. Sometimes I do be struggling with separating myself from people, but after a while I come to my senses. I definitely put in more effort though. Like with trying to learn when it comes to like trying to learn people and learning their boundaries. Um, Depending on who the person, like once you realize that somebody is worth all that, going through all that, because it's not easy. Because people have like, some people are guarded more than others. Some people don't want to do that. Some people don't know what boundaries are.
Yeah.
So just knowing how to communicate with somebody to grow those boundaries, to know what it is also another process as well. But I feel like once those boundaries are in place and both of y'all come to a common ground, like things are able to flow better.
Because I know when I was younger, I had like an idea of boundaries, but I wasn't standing on them. And I was letting people overstep my boundaries. But now I'm older and I understand boundaries better. So now I can stand on them, and my boundaries is my boundaries. And looking back, my situations and me being younger on how I dealt or handled with boundaries, I'm able to grow from that. I know how to move better when it comes to boundaries and setting boundaries and communicating boundaries. So I definitely grown in that aspect too. And I'm still growing in setting boundaries because, it's one thing to set boundaries, but standing on them and making people like fall in line with those boundaries is important. Because you can set a boundary today that you didn't have set yesterday, and a person be looking at you like, well, you let me do that yesterday. Well, today I got it together. I came to my senses and I don't like that you doing that, or that upsets me. This is my boundary. You got to respect that.
And some people be shocked too when you set a boundary with them, like the audacity of you. Like, no, the audacity of you.
For
like,
real.
It's one thing like to think somebody won't do that. Like they just got common sense that okay, right is right. They know what right is right and wrong is wrong. But it's another thing when somebody actually don't know and they look at you like the fuck, and then you looking at them like, so you thought that was cool. And that's how I used to look at it, like you thought that was cool. Like I didn't look at it like now. I'm like, I'm not saying all that. I don't like that. I don't want, that's not what I want. Like, it's real simple. It's real, I feel like it's real short now. Like that made me feel some type of way. Instead of like getting offended and being like da 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 this and trying to yap out it,
letting it build and being mad, like
right then and there, I feel like I just want to nip it in the bud and just like be able to move on, because then like that decreases the anger. I don't have to linger. It doesn't have to linger in my head or anything in my heart. It's like, okay, let's just talk this out, and moving forward, we understand that moving forward, this is what it is.
Right.
Okay, that's an understanding. People don't be understanding that, like, is once you come to that common ground that it's an understanding. And both people have to stand on that. It can't be we agree, but then the next time around you do this and I do that. Because how you gonna talk about it and not do it?
Exactly.
Like you have to be able to like walk in that, balance it, and be able to match your words with your actions. And I feel like I'm growing into that too. Because, like I said, I really didn't used to care. But now I'm just like, I do care. I do care. But it'd be a struggle for me too. Because it takes a lot of patience dealing with people.
It does.
It takes patience. So I really be having to be like, is it worth it? Is this person worth it? And when I say yeah, I throw in a little effort. It takes, like I said, it takes time. I know dealing with me is hard. I know. Yeah, don't nobody got to tell me. I know, but I still try to communicate better and set boundaries, and I try to respect other people's boundaries. Sometimes they gotta tell me more than once, but I still try to like definitely
tell you more than once. What? They boundaries?
Yeah. Not like over time, but like a million in one time.
Wait, so you overstep boundaries?
Yeah, sometimes I do.
Even when somebody tell you boundaries?
Yeah.
Wait.
I have before. I'm not gonna lie.
Intentionally or unintentionally?
It's unintentionally.
Oh, okay.
Because sometimes I get in my mode.
Oh, okay.
Like sometimes I get in my mode. Yeah, you just get in your mode and you just like
forget your boundaries. In the moment of
yeah, but I'm getting, and that's kind of like me acting off impulse. Like I'm not like a overly confrontational person, but I get like nonchalant where it's like I get in mode where it's like I don't give up about this. Like, but I had to correct myself because I would hate for somebody to do that to me. Yeah. Like I can't be crying, then I'd be like, I can't be acting like that. This might treat me like that, and I'd be like, why are you treating me like that?
Exactly.
Because why you acting like that? So it's like you gotta look yourself in the mirror too. Like, am I practicing what I preach? So it's definitely a growing process, and I'm still doing it too. I'm getting better. I'm definitely getting better, and it's kind of like you can't do it by yourself. You can't do it by yourself, but you can't really do it by yourself. You really have to use the people around you to help you grow too. Yeah. Like now, I'm not saying using in that sense, but like the people that are around you should be helping you grow. They should be challenging you to grow. They should be saying like level headed as you. Like, okay, yeah, level headed, yes. Because sometimes a friend might be a little bit more impulsive, and then a friend not that impulsive, but they could balance each other out. But definitely like where it's like y'all both had an understanding of a boundary that's not going to get crossed. Like y'all are together, like certain stuff we not gonna do, and just because we know.
Boundaries, I feel like, is being considerate too, like being considerate of others and considerate of yourself.
It definitely and it also tells you a lot about your character. What type of person are you?
For real.
Like, it could tell you a lot about a person how they handle boundaries too. Because some people like F your boundaries. Some people respect them. Too. Some people teach them how to create boundaries for themselves.
Yes.
Like, you don't know what type of example you set when it comes down to the teaching and learning in somebody's life. So it's like, get yourself together and create those boundaries for yourself, and then work with somebody and y'all create boundaries, and then think about it. If you taught somebody how to build help with their boundaries, then they could apply it in their life. They could teach the next person. Like it's like a domino effect.
Cycle.
Yeah. And we want to have healthy boundaries around here. Across the board.
Yeah, healthy boundaries build and create healthy relationships.
Yes, we want healthy relationships, not toxic.
And like when setting boundaries and communicating boundaries, that's when the like learning how to let go part come in, because you gotta know, like, if this person is just absolutely not respecting or trying to like respect your boundaries, you need to learn how to let go. But when letting go, that applies in every aspect. A career, a friend, a relationship.
apartment, a house, like
For
a
real.
mindset.
Mindset, yes.
A lot of it go across the board. When that time up, it's time up, and you gonna know when that time up because it's gonna be knocking on your door real hard. Like everything that it's time to let go of, it's gonna come at you 10 times harder. I feel like it's like you can't ignore it. You just can't ignore making that change. You can't ignore letting go. You could try to fight it, but like I said, it's gonna get louder every time. Like you need to change, and if you resist change, you're gonna get very uncomfortable in life. You're gonna get very uncomfortable, and once you get uncomfortable, it could go two ways. You could stay in them bad habits. You could fight it and stay in those bad habits, or you can make yourself comfortable by doing that work and making that change. Applying that pressure behind yourself where it's whatever you need to do. Reach out for help if you need help, but you gotta make you got
Also, with letting go, make sure that you have support. Like, make sure you got like a support system, a good, strong support system, because they gonna get you through it, whatever it is. When it comes to letting go, any aspect in your life, that job you've been holding on for 10 years, and your manager won't give you a raise, or you feel like they favoring one person over you, and you working hard and you still not getting the acknowledgement or the praise, or even if you're not doing it for praise, you're not getting the respect that you looking for. So in every aspect, make sure you have a good support system, because sometimes you just be needing to talk to people, and that's okay. But also realize that, when you're talking to people, that's their perspective and their experience. Don't make their experience your experience. That's something they went through, and that'll always be their experience. But take, what you learn, and when you're talking to people or everything, into your own consideration when making decisions. But when it's time to let go, it's not the easiest thing to do. Nobody said it was easy. Nobody said it was easy. But make sure you put yourself first, because that person ain't putting you first. The next person can't put you first if you don't put yourself first. Like, you got to be that example, and you got to treat yourself in a way that people can't help but treat you that way.
Exactly.
Like, you the example when it comes to how you want to be treated. So
I like that. That's true.
Also, when it comes to letting go, just trusting God, trusting yourself, and trusting your decisions, and trusting your discernment. Like, pray for discernment, because that gets you a long way.
Take time to actually think through too. Like, make sure you have a clear mind when you thinking about stuff when it's time to let go.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Do you feel like did you have a question for me at the moment?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, I got a question. I come with questions. uh, do you feel like when it comes to letting go, it becomes harder when the other person is not trying to let you go?
Yeah. Yeah. Because it hurts because things aren't going to be the same when it's like that decision is final. But like it's also feel like a heartbreak. Like you hurting somebody, they're fighting for you, or do you feel like they're manipulating you? You kind of have these questions, and you try to use your best judgment, but that just goes back to like learning somebody and boundaries. Why would I even want to have in my head or think to let you go if I felt respected by you, if I felt like I could trust you, if I felt like, you know, you were somebody for me, why would I even question to even think about letting you go?
Mm-hmm.
But then I also could look at it as a fear of me getting closer to you, a fear of maybe me running from you. Um, I could look at it both ways because some people do feel like getting close to somebody. So it's like some people run from love. Some people run from a feeling that they never felt before.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the plus side, I mean, on the other side, not the plus side, some people know that you're easy to be manipulated. Some people, you know, aim hard to have that emotional bond with you just so they could get it in your head. Instead of like having an emotional and logical bond, they stick to that emotional bond because the emotions outweigh everything, you know? So it's like once you got somebody's emotions, you kind of like, you're going to be stuck for a little minute. So in that moment too, how are you stuck? Are you really honestly, are you stunting your growth? Or
for real,
are you going to let that go and step into and move forward and take a risk of leaving it, whatever it is behind? Are you going to trust the process, have faith, or are you going to restrict yourself and stay to what you know? And I think that's the biggest conflict when it comes to letting go is being comfortable and fear the unknown. And we be thinking like fear is kind of like easy to tackle. Fear is hard.
yes.
Like letting go of your fears is hard. And for me, fear the unknown is like I like to know.
For real.
I like to be. I'm also impulsive, and I'm very action oriented. So I just like I go. I don't really take time to actually think my decisions fully through. I always haven't. But I feel like I'm at a time in my life right now where it's like I'm thinking really, really hard because I have to make good decisions going forward because the next chapter of my life, it can't go. I don't want the same habits to spill over.
Right. I agree.
And so can you think of a time where you felt like you had to make a hard decision when it came to letting someone go? A mind over heart decision.
Wow.
Yeah, I said no names.
I definitely had that situation, and for me, when it comes to letting go, it's like one of the toughest things in the world. I feel like because I don't know, I be invested for real.
Yeah.
Like once I'm on you, and like I really be trying to like stick it through. And I be like in the past, I didn't sacrifice myself and how I felt over, you know, how somebody else felt and what I knew was right. So letting go is definitely tough, and I definitely had that experience, and it was tough. Like it was definitely tough. Like physically, I let them go, but mentally, they was still on my mind.
Yeah.
So it's like it was one of the hardest things because the energy, the time spent, the day to day, the conversations, the talks, like spending time together, being vulnerable with them, sharing experiences, them learning you, you learning them, y'all knowing each other inside out. And then it's like, dang, like, well, I didn't opened up and we didn't got this far. Like, I don't want to let go.
Yeah, but that's an attachment though.
Yeah.
Like
you get so attached
so
that you
attached to
just be ready
somebody.
to be like, no, like this gotta work. Like it can work. You can get delusional, like sometimes, because you want it to work so bad.
Yeah.
Even when like all the red flags are there, and they even making you feel like you know something ain't right.
Yeah.
They making you feel like something ain't right. That's how you know, like, no, this ain't it. This can't be it. Because why am I feeling like this?
Yeah.
And people need to learn, like, you do not have to go through the worst. You don't have to go through the worst. Like, a lot of my time, like growing up younger, I used to be like, yeah, I'm the ride or die. I used to be proud to say like, nah, I'm the ride or die. Like I ain't letting up. I ain't letting go. I ain't coming up off him. Now, I ain't coming up off him. But now, as I'm like in adulthood and I'm growing and I'm wiser, it's like I ain't gotta go through the worst to be happy.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to go through the worst to get a good job. I don't have to go through the worst to get my friends to respect me, like in any aspect, anybody, anything.
Yeah.
I don't have to go through the worst. Like that's not it. So I've been through that.
Yeah. I mean, we all been through it though.
Yeah.
Like we all been through it, and it really do be the ones that you love the most. Them cut the deepest. That it's like, dang, it's not even gonna be the same.
For real.
It's like you know that, but you like prolong it. You prolong the decision so long
because you're really not ready. You're not ready.
You don't be ready, but you don't even know that maybe as soon as that it stops or whatever happens, it could be a whole the sun starts shining
for
again.
Real.
Like you be like, dang, this all it took. I just wasted all that time. But it still be like bittersweet though, because I feel like once you love somebody, you love somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the love gonna always be there. But just being able to let go in peace is, I feel like it's a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
Like it's a real bittersweet moment. It shouldn't have to be chaos. It shouldn't have to be, arguments and disagreements and everything ending abruptly. Like we should be able to sit down as an adult and agree to disagree and still have respect for each other.
Right.
Life is about experiencing like building those experiences with people. So, in all honesty, nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. You might meet your souls might meet next lifetime, but like nothing lasts forever. You really just you're here to enjoy your moments with people, your experience, build those experiences, build those memories. But when it's somebody's time to go, you just gotta let them go, and you just gotta be ready for the next experience. And you're gonna have fun in that experience too.
Mm-hmm.
But we have attachment. And some of us fear abandonment. Some of us fear being alone. Some of us, don't like being lonely. So it's like that attachment that you have to somebody, you have to figure out why you have that attachment too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what does this person do that makes me feel like I need to stay when I know dang on well.
For real.
No, dang on well that this, like, it's not. We got exes all across the board, but in that one area, and I'm not even just talking about like anything sexual. I'm saying some people could be like a good, you can have good intellectual conversations with somebody. So it's like, dang, when you stop talking to them, I done lost my damn therapist or somewhere. I done lost, my person my person who I thought was my person, or that person you have a strong emotional bond for, where it's like you could cry, you could pour out your emotions, and they feel safe with that person. Then y'all end abruptly, and you'll be like, I don't even be showing my emotions like that. And that make you want to like regard yourself up. Mm-hmm. And I'm getting to that point where it's like I'm getting confident in myself that like I'm like building myself up, where it's like okay, it's okay to detach. But this is like the first time in my life that I kind of feel like I've been attached to things, like the last few years. Because all my life I didn't have like that attachment to people because I never stayed around people for a long time to be able to be attached to them, friends or anybody. Like we moved a lot, so just being able to be attached to just being able to have a bond with somebody, it was just like man. But then or a place or a job,
Yeah.
you know, just being able to grow that bond and feel that passion, you be like, man, it feels good. But then when it turns to an attachment, it's like, wow.
Hold on now.
Hold on,
it's getting
literally.
real.
Them attachments be real and they be dangerous. It definitely be dangerous because I don't think we're supposed to be attached to people.
You don't?
No, I don't feel like you're supposed to be attached to people. I don't know. I don't even feel like because if you feel attached to somebody, ain't that's like you can't breathe without them. Like you be feeling like that, like you can't breathe without them.
I feel like it's healthy attachments and it's unhealthy attachments. Like you gotta know the difference though.
What's a healthy attachment?
I feel like it's okay to be attached to something or someone, but is it healthy or is it unhealthy?
So maybe you could have create a boundary.
Yeah, create a boundary.
Boundary.
Yeah, create a boundary within that attachment. I feel like.
Can you really do that though? Y'all got to respond to us on that one because I don't know how. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like in a way things were better when I didn't have attachments. Like I feel like it was a little less stressful. But I feel like now since I become more like on the emotional side, we're able to bond. I'm able to bond with people better. So it does create an attachment.
Right.
But what about when it's time to detach? And I'm not just talking about detaching and y'all going separate ways. I'm talking about like detaching, like when somebody passed away or when somebody, they're not there anymore. Like, how do you handle that part? Because it's like, that was attachment, right? Like, how do you move on from that? You don't move on from that.
No, you don't.
And it hurts even more when that person isn't there anymore because it's like, I'm just used to you being there all the time, Now you're not there. Now I feel like that hurts. I feel like that's painful.
Yeah.
Like that's painful. And I'm sensitive. I act hard on the outside, but I'm really sensitive. Like if I was to lose somebody close to me, like I don't even know how down and out I would be. Like I don't know.
I feel like losing somebody you close to is a feeling that's like you could never imagine. Like until it's like you.
Yeah.
Like you literally don't understand the depths, the emotions, the days of just crying, or not wanting to get out of bed or not want to talk to nobody or, just feeling like you just battling that alone. Like how am I going to get out of this place?
Mm-hmm.
How can I get out of this place when every day I got to wake up and face the reality that they not here? Letting go when losing somebody is totally different it's totally different than letting go of somebody that's actually here. Because it's like, okay, I can let go, but I know you good. Like you alive.
You don't know.
But they alive though.
Yeah.
But when they gone for good, it's like it's nothing you can do.
But that's why I think I feel like that's why I be wanting to keep the attachment because it's like I be feeling like in a way I could protect them. I can't protect you from everything, but like I could help guide you. I could help but I really can't, but I could try.
Right.
And now I'm accepting that I can't. Like, I used to want to, like, take people under my wing. Then I had to realize, like, I need to take myself under my own wing. Like, and some people don't understand that part. Letting go ain't always bad.
That's true.
But it is painful. But it also depends on who you're dealing with. Because I feel like if I'm stunting your growth, it's going to hurt. But I genuinely want the best for whoever.
Mm-hmm.
And if you feel like you have to let me go, it's going to hurt. But life goes on. And I have to accept that too.
That's true.
Like, I can't make someone stay or make someone communicate or make somebody, if it's just not fitting, it's not fitting. You know?
Mm-hmm.
If that puzzle piece not fitting, then it ain't it.
And everybody run their course. Everybody run their season. Everybody run their period in your life. Everybody ain't meant to be with you 10 years later from now. Maybe they was there to be there for a year or that winter.
Catalyst for growth.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You just appreciate the time that you have with somebody.
Yeah.
You just really do. And that's what I think that's what I'm saying. I think life is sad. Because once that attachment happens, you don't want to let go. But you really have to just enjoy that moment with people. And that's why it's good to surround yourself with people that, balance you out. Not people that are, you don't know what to expect.
Yeah. Making a decision of letting go isn't always bad. And if you feel like it's something you got to let go, maybe it's something within you that you
trying to hold on
to.
Or that you're not healed from, or a wound. Maybe it's covering the wound for you. And that's something you got to get through. Because can't nobody fix you. Can't nobody cover when you still gonna feel it. And that's the conversation you got to have with God too.
Yeah.
Like, God is the only person that could, like, help you through the healing journey. Friends can help you too. But with those boundaries, it's good to go to God.
Yeah.
Instead of, like, overwhelming your friends and stuff. Like,
that's true.
You have to know
you
that
do got to
like,
be considerate of your friends.
Their own things that they're going through as well. And of course they don't mind, but after I'm like, dang, who want to keep hearing the same stuff, especially when you know better. But yeah. Then I feel like if you have to keep having the same conversations, then it's time for you to let go. Like, you just want to play crazy. Now you're prolonging it. So then your friends be like, okay, whatever. But they still support you. So it is good to have supportive friends, though.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to do that part. Because you see how hard your friends go for you, and you're not going hard for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just listen to somebody else want better for you, and still putting yourself in a position to not want better for yourself.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to let go of bad habits, because you don't want to let go and take a leap of faith somewhere else, restricting yourself.
For real. That was our take on boundaries and letting go. And if there's anything you guys want to share, comment, because we want to engage. We want to get to know y'all too.
Yeah.
We want y'all to get to know us. We want to, we want y'all to tune in, follow us on our journey,
give
our
us
podcast, questions, give us topics, anything that comes to mind, you can ask respectfully.
Yes, we got boundaries. So
we have some boundaries. Yeah.
And we hope y'all continue to watch us and share y'all journeys too. we want to know, everybody at different places in their journey. So
where are y'all at with boundaries and letting go? What's y'all experiences? Share them if you're comfortable. We don't judge. You see, we here sharing ours, talking about it. So, yeah, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe.
Comment.
Yes.
Share.
Definitely share.
We appreciate all the support
we
that
do.
we've gotten so far.
And stay tuned for the next episode.
Yes.
Thank you for watching our podcast. Bye.